God. Ask God.
Hey Scott, this is Jeff from the beautiful Shenandoah Valley of Virginia. I've been selling on Amazon for about 2 years now. I guess you could call it wholesaling. I've been selling for a friend of mine who has an existing website and also sells on eBay. He does about $800,000 worth of sales a year. Started 2 years ago, didn't really know what I was doing. Started posting some parts and listing them and sold about $42,000 worth of parts in the first year. Second year, after listening to a lot of podcasts, including yours, I turned on pay-per-click automatic, and my sales this year have been about $135,000. I currently have about 375 items listed on Amazon at this point. I guess my question is, I've listened to lots of podcasts talking about pay-per-click, and most of those are geared toward people that have one or two listings. I have 375, and really, to tell you the truth, going through the data to figure out what keywords I need for each one of mine seems like a daunting task to me. And I'm a family man, I have a full-time job, and I'm really trying to figure out how to spend my time. Should I concentrate on the keywords, or should maybe I concentrate in the year 2017 on doing some email follow-up with customers, which I haven't done yet, but have been listening to podcasts and think I have something figured out via a software program. Would really like to hear some advice from you. Really like your show. I've been listening now for over a year, and I was wondering, should I try to go the route of pinpointing my keywords for all of my items, or should I just try to list as many items as I can and start up some email follow-up? Would love to hear your answer. Thank you.
Hey, Jeff, thank you so much for the question, and nice audio, man. It sounds really rich and good quality. So good job there. I'm not sure what you're using, but it sounds really good. Okay, so let's dig into this here. Congratulations, number one, on selling product. 42,000, and then more than tripling that the next year, which is pretty amazing. So awesome job there. But I understand what you're saying, and it sounds like what you've done is you've really taken like these items from this company, and then you're able to then list these out and really go wide, not necessarily deep. And I like that strategy because then you're not relying on just one product. And you can get a few sales here and a few sales there, and then they add up collectively. And actually, we had someone at our recent TAS Breakthrough Live, a lady, her name was Stacy, and she is doing like $80,000 a month in revenue from selling, like, I think she said she's got over 300 or 400 SKUs, but maybe even more. But maybe they're doing 2 sales a day, 4 sales a day. Maybe some might be doing 8 sales a day, but collectively she's doing 80,000. So it's a whole nother way of doing it. And it sounds like you might be in like a parts type business or something like that, or an accessory type business, which is cool. And then all these little products make up these SKUs, and then you get people coming in. So I know that wasn't your question, but I just did want to highlight that for anyone listening that's thinking about, should I go wide? Should I go deep? Depends on your resources. And it sounds like you have a really good resource to be able to continually add product to your catalog, which is pretty cool. So the problem that happens though when you get a lot of SKUs is now you want to run pay-per-click, but yet you've got to manage 300 SKUs. Man, how do you do that? Like, how do you do some, reverse scrapes on some listings that you want to do? Or there's this new tool that I'm using by Seller Labs called Scope, and that one there is like literally a plugin, or I'm sorry, it's like a plugin. It's in Google Chrome, and as you're on that listing, you just click a little button, and it pops up all of these amazing keywords that this seller is ranking for and making sales on, and then you can extract those and put them into a pay-per-click campaign, which is awesome. But you're going to do that for 300 of them? I don't know. You could, but then you got to manage all those. You got to see all the ones that are kind of pulling the ACOS down or up, however you want to look at it, where you're like, man, like there's some really good keywords, but there's some really bad ones. So you got to monitor all that stuff. It's a lot of work. You could spend a whole, day just going through your pay-per-click stuff. So it sounds like you're doing auto campaigns, which is great, but you can even go deeper than that. But going back to your problem, you've got a lot of SKUs. So I would say, first off, I would start by looking at the SKUs that are performing the best or have the best potential. And then I would start to drill into those. So you might only have a handful. You might only have like 6 of them. And maybe you start there. And then you start to really refine those. Like you're like, you know what, if I gave these a little bit more love, I could probably take 5 sales a day and turn it into 10 or 20. So that might be something to consider. Now you're talking about like an outreach as far as like, or doing some email list building and then letting people know about your products. Depends on the market that you're in, right? If you're in the fishing space and you sell fishing lures, that would be amazing because now you can do, this would actually be really cool. And I'm kind of thinking off the fly here. I didn't even have time to plan or anything. So this is going to be like totally off the cuff. And, this is how I think. So let's say that, for example, it is like, let's say it's fishing lures. Like you found a guy, he's making these fishing lures and they're amazing. Everyone loves them locally. You bring them on Amazon. Let's say that that's what you did. And people are buying them, maybe 2 here, maybe 5 here. And if you did some pay-per-click, you can maybe get some of those up. Cool. Or maybe different times of the year because maybe bass fishing is at a different time of the year than, you know, I don't know, trout fishing. I'm not a fisherman. So I like fishing. I just don't know a lot about it. But one cool thing you could do here is create that email list. We talk about this in a workshop that we recently did where we show how we built an email list in a certain market. And then from there on the back end, we can sell them products that are related to the giveaway. So we did like a contest giveaway. And let's just use the example of this as fishing. Let's say that we found a really popular fishing rod, and then we found a really popular fishing vest, and then maybe a fishing net, and then maybe our tackle box along with it. And we created this massive like giveaway. Maybe it's a $250 value. That's what we spent on it. That's what we're going to give it away for. And then we do that for 30 days. We build this amazing email list of people that want to win this thing. But guess what? They are fishermen. So they're going to want lures. Well, guess what? Once a week, I can send them one of our lures in a maybe a blog post that we wrote about and said, this is why this one lure is awesome because it shows this certain flash in the water when, I don't know, the spinner comes around and then the bait, and I don't know, I'm making up stuff now. I'm sounding silly, but you get what I'm saying, right? You have a reason to email them. You could be like, hey guys, I mean, this might be a weekly email. Hey guys, we just wanted to give you our 5 top lures of the week or something like that. Or maybe our face-off. Maybe you have a face-off where you do like, one lure against another lure, and then you can kind of talk about each one of them. And then throughout that, you're also letting people know about your business and your company. And you can say, oh guys, just want to let you know we're having a weekend sale. You can get 20% off any of our red line lures, if that's what they're called. You get what I'm saying, right? So we have a reason to email them. So depending on what you're in. Now, again, if you're selling something like barn hinges, well, that's going to be a little different unless there's a certain market that you're catering to that buys these hinges. So it's a little different. You have to look at your market and see if an email list is the right way to launch these products. If it's a passion-driven market, or if it's a problem, maybe if it's a problem, you can still do an email list because then it would be like solutions to the problems throughout, right? So there's a whole bunch of different things you can do. So hopefully this gave you an idea, but I would say definitely focus on the top ones that you think have the most potential, that if you gave them a little bit more attention, they could grow and then start driving more. I would also say if you have that many and if they're related in any way, then I would start to run internal promotions to drive traffic to my other listings. And then the other thing is, if you're going to do an email list, take what I just shared with you and apply that. We actually, like I said, we did a workshop, free workshop. You can check that out by heading over to theamazingseller.com/build list. Again, that's theamazingseller.com/build list. And we walk you through like these 3 basic funnels of creating an email list, but then also we go through and show you how we built a list of, at the time, I think it was like 7,000 emails, and it's since grown to about 16,000 plus. And we've been doing this in a variety of markets. So it doesn't just work in one market, it works in a variety of them. If you have the right offer, and the right offer really needs to be something like I explained, like a giveaway that's over $100 worth of value. A lot of people make the mistake and they say, well, I'll just give away my product for free and I'll get emails that way. If your item is, a $25 item, it's not really a huge like, oh my gosh, you gotta get this thing. So that's why you like to use a bundle, but then make it around your market. And not just something like get a free iTunes gift card for $100. Like, that doesn't establish that those people want the market. That those people just want something free. But if you establish that these people are in the market and they want that, then it's just a better targeted list of emails. So Hopefully this helped. Thank you so much for listening to that episode of Ask Scott. Now that was just a highlight from one of our full episodes where I generally answer 3 to 4 questions on a podcast. If you want to go back and listen to all of the past archives of not just the Ask Scott session, but all of the full episodes where I do interviews with top Amazon sellers, people starting from scratch and building a business, if you want to listen to any of those episodes, head over to theamazingseller.com and you can find all of that over there. You can also find details there on how you can ask your own question and get it aired on an upcoming Ask Scott session and possibly see it here on YouTube or just on the podcast. All right, so definitely head over to theamazingseller.com. There's tons of resources over there for you to be able to build your e-commerce and Amazon business. So definitely go check that out. Now, I just wanted to remind you one thing before I let you go. There's a lot of information out there and some of it is really, really good. What I want you to remember is you have to not just consume the information, you have to actually apply that information. So take this information that you learned here today and apply it to your business. And this way here, you can get results. As my shirt says, I wear it almost daily. Take action. We'll see you guys.